Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Napoleon, and today we are back with another Enlisted video, and today we're going to be talking about the ranking system. For those who don't know, Enlisted has just released their jets, and a lot of people are going to be asking which is the best jet and which is the worst jet. Hence, in today's video, we are going to be talking about the top 6 best jets in Enlisted as of right now. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. Starting with number 6, and that is the Kika. For those who don't know, the reason why the Kika is a bad plane is mainly because of one thing. The maximum speed is actually pretty decent, the maximum turn time is also not bad, but the issue is the 30mm cannon, of which you only have 2 of them, and to make it worse, you only have 100 rounds. This with the fact that you only have a single 500kg bomb, compared to other planes which also, yes, only have a single 500kg bomb, makes it as by far the worst jet as of right now. Mainly because of the fact that you have 2 30mm cannons, of which you only have 100 rounds. This means that you essentially have to fight your enemies and turn back because of the lack of ammunition, which in theory isn't that bad. In practice it is, mainly because of the fact that you essentially have to start running away from enemies after you go and hunt down one plane, and sometimes that doesn't even work, so that is an issue. The 500kg bomb is pretty decent, but everything else, mainly because of the fact that you only have 100 rounds for 2 30mm cannons, it's a problem. So without further ado, let's move on to number 5. And for number 5, it's actually pretty simple, and that is the Su-9. For those who don't understand why the Su-9 is bad, it's mainly because of 2 things, and that is the turn time. For those who don't know, the turn time of the Su-9 is by far the worst in game. It is 17.82. The maximum speed is also the highest, but because of the turn time, this makes it one of the worst planes to play. And that's because the turn speed of 17.82 means that this thing can be outturned by propeller planes, and it can be outturned by other jets, which have a better turn time than this thing. The maximum speed is useful, but against jets it's not really useful in the sense that you can't not really outrun them. All the jets have a pretty similar top speed, although this is by far one of the fastest. But besides that, it's actually a pretty good jet, mainly because of a 37mm cannon, 2 23mm cannons, and 1 single 500kg bomb. This is by far one of the better attack planes as of right now in game. But that said, let's move on to the next jet, and that is the Me-262. And to be exact, this is the Me-262 A1U4, or to be exact, the Me-262 with the 50mm cannon. For those who don't know why this is a bad plane, it's actually quite simple. The turn time is not the best, the maximum speed is not the best, and you only have a single 50mm cannon, of which you essentially do have to aim really well to take out planes, and of course, tanks. Sometimes the 50mm cannon doesn't really work on tanks, and sometimes the 50mm cannon cannot one-shot planes, and you only have 32 rounds. Essentially what this means is that this 50mm cannon sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, and you only have one 50mm cannon from your armament, and you don't have any bombs. Oh, that is the problem. In my personal opinion, I prefer the second plane on the list, and talking about the second plane, let's move on to the second plane on the list after the Me-262, and that is the regular Me-262 from the tech tree. This is the Me-262A1. For those who don't know, the Me-262 is a pretty good plane. It has 4 30mm cannons, of which is actually pretty decent against planes and other light tanks. That said, with the 1 single 500kg bomb is an issue to talk about. Another issue is the best turn time. The best turn time is not the best compared to most jets. Compared to Soviets, this is sometimes even worse, but it fairly makes up for it with the 1 single 500kg bomb, a pretty good high speed, and 4 30mm cannons. Compared to the Su-9, 4 30mm cannons essentially means that if you can hit infantry clumps on the ground, it is pretty much dead. And that is something that a lot of people don't talk about, considering the 30mm cannons essentially are very good and are very explosive even against jets. So that's something to talk about. And finally, let's move on to the number 2 spot, and that is the American F-80. For those who don't know why the F-80 is so good, it's because of one thing. One is the fact that the top speed is not bad at 881, meaning this is one of the fastest planes as of right now in game, but also the turn time is actually 16.3, which is also once again not bad. It's actually really good for a jet that is this fast. The F-80 also has 6 12.7, so that's insane, and of course you have 2 1,000kg bombs, which is insane, mainly because of the fact that 1,800 rounds for 12.7 roundings, of which you have 6 of them, means that you can pretty much take a lot of planes out of the sky and still have a lot of ammunition left, and you have 2 1,000kg bombs, which means you can bomb anything out of the existence. And because of the maximum speed, you can essentially run away, or you can turn, and most times you can outturn most jets. so that's good. But this is not compared to the top 1, and the top number 1 plane as of right now in the game, as of right now, the number 1 best jet is the Meteor F Mark III. For those who don't know why this is such a good plane, it's because of 3 things. 1. The maximum speed is not the best, as a matter of fact it's the slowest out of all the jets, 822, but the best turn time is 13.77 when fully upgraded. That said, the 4 20mm cannons is a game changer. The 4 20mm cannons essentially shred any aircraft, but on the other hand, it really can't take out any ground targets, especially tanks, lighter tanks of course. But it has 2 1000 kilogram HEMC Mark 13 bombs. These are the same bombs that come from the F-80, but the issue is that these bombs are very good at taking out clumps of enemies. Also, the fact that this is free makes it better than the F-80 in my personal opinion. This, and the fact that the best turn time is 13.7, means that you can essentially outturn every single plane. Now granted, the top speed is not that fast, but at the same time you have to realize most jets, their top speed is similar. Having an increase of 50 in terms of top speed isn't really going to change most planes as of right now, but having an increase of 13.7 in terms of best turn time is, because best turn time is hard to get, and having a best turn time that is this good for a jet and sometimes can outmatch some propeller planes is insane. In my personal opinion, this is almost a must get. If you want to have the best jet, this is the best jet as of right now. So without further ado, this is all it for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the Discord. Comment in your comment section of what you think the best jet is, and I'll see you in the next one.